Kor'kron Dark Shaman Arcane Mage guide. In this guide, I'm going to be covering tips and tricks, as well as some talents and glyphs on how to make sure that you're doing the most DPS that you possibly can on this fight. So let's get right into the talent system for this fight for mages. As always for Arcane, on this fight, we're going to be taking Temporal Shield. And the reason we're taking Temporal Shield is because it does fine with Iron Prison, which is the debuff that after a minute will one-shot you if you don't have a mitigation up. So Temporal Shield is more than enough to take care of it, plus you get that nice heal back over time. So just in case you're out of range of anything, you're good to go. Going down the list past anything that we normally take, we also want Cauterize. Now you can use Greater Invis for this because of the Iron Prison. You don't really need to. It's a minute timer if you do get the debuff, and it's an RNG if you do get the debuff. So you really don't need GI on this. So you can use Cauterize as kind of your oh crap button. That way, if you get caught in a storm, if you get caught in anything, you're pretty much good to go. Cauterize is kind of like your forgiveness plan on this fight, because there's a lot of things that can kill you very quickly, especially if you're tunneling or not paying attention like you normally see me do. As far as bomb goes, Living Bomb tends to yield more damage if you're tanking them apart. If you're tanking them together, use Nether Tempest, as it will do more damage, okay? So that's really the only time that you would do it. But it's up to you how you want to do this, especially on progression. If all four of the ads are tanked together for a little bit, having that Nether Tempest for missile procs is always really, really nice. But if you're going to separate the two bosses once the two dogs are down, Living Bomb should yield higher DPS for you. As we get into Glyphs, what do we want? Double Blink. We definitely want Double Blink on this fight. There's a lot of stuff that we need to move out of and get out of the way of quickly. It's just really great for movement on this fight, especially with how Arcane works with the RNG of things covering the floor in this fight. Having that second blink available, really, really key in my opinion. Arcane Power, because most groups will pop their Bloodlust or Heroism at the beginning of the fight to try to zerg everything down. Having that up and allowing you to use those extra missile procs and keep that Arcane Power, that big meaty DPS hitting, is really essential to maximize your DPS if you're popping Lust at the start. Now if you're not, it can be debated, you don't need it, but the problem is there's not a whole lot of other options that you really need. As far as the third option go, some people use Glyph of Evocation. However, some people use armors. It really doesn't matter a whole lot, because there's not a whole lot that you're going to stand in that's going to take ticking damage. It's things that you need to get out of. Like, that's just the bottom line, is you just have to get out of them. So it's really up to you how you want to handle that situation. I've also seen some people take Arcane Explosion for the ads, especially they'll sit at 4 stacks, and once those the blobs come out, they'll sit there and just Arcane Explosion the heck out of them. That does yield some nice DPS as well, so keep that in mind that you may want to try that. As far as tips and tricks though, like I said, if you're popping Lust at the start, make sure that you have Arcane Power. You'll do a little bit more DPS. And then other tips and tricks, again, like I talked about with Iron Prison, negating that effect. Actually, Cauterize will negate it the first time. So if you forget to do anything, you have that Cauterize that should save your butt. Just remember, now you don't have it. So if you get chosen again, you really need to pay attention to it so you don't get killed. Iron Prison is the biggest thing that will kill you in this fight, because you can blink out of literally everything else. Watch your feet for Iron Tombs. Again, your DPS is going to heavily rely on the RNG of what spawns underneath you. So if your group just has you staying, out of the way of the tank's path, that's fine. Try to stay a little bit, to the left or the right of the group. The only reason being is because that way, if things spawn underneath everybody, or if those tornadoes come out, iron tombs come out, anything that could possibly come out, hopefully it doesn't spawn under you. And if it does, you can just ice flow, move over a little bit, keep your DPS up, and you should be fine. That's really what I've seen as far as tips and tricks for this fight. But if you have any other questions, let me know. Go ahead and watch the rest of this kill video. And if you have any other tips or tricks, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.